Hi everybody, welcome to Boxing Time. On this channel you will learn a lot of news from the world of boxing. So here we go. Fans on social media are trashing super middleweight contender Edgar Berlanga's choice of opponent for his next headliner on DAZN against little-known Padraig McCrory in a 12-round scheduled fight on February 24th at the Caribbean Royale in Orlando, Florida. Number 3 WBA is probably the safest top 5 opponent for Berlanga to be matched against to put him in a position to fight for a world title. Anyone better than this? Berlanga could be in trouble. The New Yorker Berlanga looks like a bust after looking promising in his first 16 fights. Berlanga resembles a ticking time bomb, with his career likely to blow apart soon before he gets the big money fight for his promoters at Matchroom.
Quigley came in tremendous shape. I dropped him 4 times. He got crushed a lot of times, especially in that 12th round, and he still got up. Like, he didn't have no quit in him. A lot of these fighters is going in there with a different mentality when they facing me.
Edgar Berlanga fights this Saturday night in an important clash on DAZN against Padraig McCrory on February 24th at the Caribbean Royale Orlando in Orlando, Florida. Unbeaten super middleweight contender Berlanga, 21-0, 16 KOs, didn't look good in his last fight against Jason Quigley last summer, and he feels that it was a situation where he was facing a motivated opponent who gave it his all. Berlanga needs to look a lot better against the unbeaten McCrory, considering he will lose to this guy if he fights as he did against Quigley. The Eddie Hearn-promoted Berlanga wants a title shot against Canelo Alvarez or a fight against Haim Munguia next, and he's not going to get those fights if he loses or looks bad in winning against the unbeaten McCrory, 18-0, 9 KOs. Despite being initially excited at signing Berlanga, Hearn hasn't matched the former top-ranked promoted fighter against any of the big names that he talked about. Signing Berlanga to Matchroom last year in February to a multi-fight deal, he's fought just once, beating Irish fighter Jason Quigley by an unimpressive 12-round decision.
I've watched the fight and it's made me believe even more that I have what it takes. I'm a different fighter from Jason, and once I get revenge, it's the Irish that'll be singing.
Not much is known about McCrory, as he's gone under the radar during his 6-year professional career, fighting obscure opposition in the UK and surprisingly given a high ranking.
A win here isn't only massive for myself, but it's massive for the community. It's massive for West Belfast. So to bring them in some joy and pride, it motivates me to go that extra mile.
Berlanga has 2 more fights left with Matchroom, and he's got to impress if he wants a new contract. The upcoming rematch between former undisputed light welterweight champion Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall, scheduled for April 27th on DAZN and ESPN+, seems to be generating little excitement among US fans. Many feel it's a futile endeavor, with the rematch considered well past its prime. Critics argue that the promoters should have abandoned the idea altogether. The general consensus is that Taylor and Catterall should have settled their rematch in 2022 after their contentious split decision bout in Glasgow, Scotland. However, public interest in this rematch is virtually non-existent. Taylor's relevance as a fighter has waned, while Catterall's ranking has plummeted due to his defeat and his subsequent bouts against lesser opponents like Dara Foley and Jorge Linares. These matchups failed to solidify Catterall's position in the division, and facing stronger contenders like Gary Antoine Russell or Teofimo Lopez would likely result in defeat. The prevailing opinion is that the Taylor-Catterall rematch serves little purpose and is a misguided venture for the promoters. Yet, given the lack of viable options for both fighters and their diminishing prospects for world title shots, pitting them against each other seems like a pragmatic decision. However, this matchup is perceived more as a regional attraction rather than a clash of world-class contenders, particularly as Taylor has been inactive and suffered a decisive loss to Teofimo Lopez. Catterall, still harboring bitterness over his loss to Taylor in 2022, had aspirations of becoming the undisputed 140 pounds champion. However, even if he had emerged victorious, his reign would likely have been short-lived, given the abundance of talented fighters such as Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Gary Antoine Russell, and Arnold Barboza Jr., who would have posed formidable challenges to his title reign. Despite the lack of excitement surrounding the rematch, die-hard boxing fans may still tune in to see if either Taylor or CATTERALL can revive their careers or settle the score definitively. However, the overall consensus remains skeptical about the significance of this matchup in the broader context of the light welterweight division. Additionally, it's worth mentioning the potential financial motivations behind the fight, as promoters may see it as a way to generate revenue despite its perceived lack of sporting relevance. Undefeated heavyweight contender Jared Anderson is set to make his return to the ring on April 23rd. As reported by ESPN, the 24-year-old will square off against former WBA regular cruiserweight champion Riyad MERHY in Corpus Christi. Dubbed Real Big Baby, Anderson boasts an impressive record of 16 wins, with 15 of them coming by way of knockout. His last bout saw him stop Andrew Rudenko in August of the previous year. MERHY, hailing from the Ivory Coast, currently holds a record of 32 wins and 2 losses, with 26 victories coming by knockout. He is coming off a points victory over Tony Yoka in December, originally considered as a potential opponent for Daniel Dubois. MERHY now faces Anderson in what promises to be an intriguing matchup. While some fans may have hoped for Anderson to face a more established name, this fight still holds significant interest. Both fighters possess knockout power, and Anderson, in particular, is seen as a rising star in the heavyweight division, with high expectations pinned on him by figures like Bob Arum. Despite his impressive performances thus far, Anderson has faced challenges, notably against Prince Charles Martin, indicating that he is still refining his skills. Critics have pointed out that Anderson needs to improve his defensive capabilities, a common weakness among big punchers. MERHY, with his experience, could potentially exploit any defensive vulnerabilities Anderson exhibits. While Anderson is favored to win, MERHY presents a dangerous threat, especially after Anderson's 8-month hiatus from competition, raising questions about potential rust affecting his performance.
Actually, the first time I've been down to Ben Davison's gym, very impressed with the setup. You know, Ben and Lee Wiley do a great job, and he's clicked so well with AJ.
Promoter Eddie Hearn underscores the magnitude of the challenge ahead for Anthony Joshua as he prepares to step into the ring against Francis Ngannou, a formidable opponent known for his size and power. With the fight set to take place on March 8th at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Hearn voices his apprehensions about Joshua's readiness to confront the relative unknowns posed by Ngannou. The lack of substantial footage for Joshua and his trainer Ben Davison to dissect adds another layer of complexity to the matchup. Reflecting on Joshua's past encounters, particularly his dramatic showdown with Vladimir Klitschko, Hearn highlights the resilience and determination that have defined Joshua's career thus far. However, facing Ngannou presents a unique set of challenges that Joshua must navigate if he hopes to emerge victorious and advance towards his goal of becoming the undisputed champion.
He's just in a great place, you know, he's punching so hard. I guess the challenge with NGANNOU is still a little bit of the unknown. You know, there was a lot of unknown going into the Fury fight. There's less now, but still you've got 10 rounds of footage to dissect and break down.
Despite the uncertainties surrounding the outcome, Hearn remains confident in Joshua's abilities and resilience. He emphasizes the importance of strategic planning and preparation in facing an opponent of Ngannou's caliber. Additionally, Hearn recognizes the significance of this bout in shaping Joshua's legacy and solidifying his status as one of the premier fighters in the sport.
It's the first time AJ's fought anyone bigger than him, in size, in mass. And, you know, that's always, I guess, daunting. Probably not for AJ, but two guys that can turn your lights off like that. And that's what people want to see. It's knockout chaos in Riyadh. And like I said, this fight can be over in a nanosecond. And hopefully it will be our way.
As the anticipation builds for this highly anticipated matchup, Hearn's strategic guidance and Joshua's determination will be put to the test in what promises to be a thrilling and unpredictable clash of titans. Subscribe. Please like and comment. This is very important for the development of the channel. See you later.